Members, anyone else wishing to speak on for or against? If not, the chair recognizes Representative Phillips to close.
I would like to thank everybody for their decorum in the debate today. Everybody had a chance to share about these issues, important Second Amendment issues, important issues to talk about the diversity of Texas. I think we have respectful gun owners. This bill goes too far for some and not far enough for others. But I think it's a good start to show and demonstrate that we, as citizens of Texas, can act respectful and at the same time have the ability to defend ourselves. And let's just get this red off of this map where Texas is and join with the rest of all but 5 other states. With that, thank you for your cooperation today, and I would move passage.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Stickland, for purpose.
Does the gentleman yield for just a couple of questions?
Phillips, you yield for question.
Questions on the bill.
Representative Phillips, I appreciate your efforts on this bill. You know that I am a strong supporter of the Second Amendment. You know that I have been working very hard for open carry for Texans. We disagreed on the way to go about that. I was just curious on a personal level. I know that you have maintained that this bill was specifically about license holders. You know my argument is different and that we shouldn't have the license to begin with. Will you honestly work with me? Will you give my bill a hearing in your committee so that we can have that discussion? You know that I am going to support your bill today because it's an advancement of Second Amendment rights, but there are literally tens of thousands of people who believe we need to go to more. Will you work with me, Representative Phillips?
Let me answer that. Mr. Stickland, the fate of your bill was cast when the Senate decided they were not going to take up constitutional carry. I'm not going to argue with you. Your fate was treated as how you treated members on this floor as it related to your legislation and other legislation. It's also how those that support your amendment have treated members of this House, their families, and our staff, that there is no reason when there's other members who've worked hard, who try to work with each other, they have to have a chance to have their hearing. They're going to get a hearing.
And Representative Phillips, I want you to understand and to ask you that you do understand that this is not about the way that anyone else acted. In my opinion, this is about the liberty of Texans that nothing should stand in front of.
And I appreciate that. Again,
will you work with me? Will you give my bill a hearing?
I've already answered that. Thank you, Mr. Stickland.
The Speaker, for a purpose. Mr. Dutton.